Hello, I'm Nisha Pandey and you're watching Prime Times News. Let's start with the headlines. Those asking for clarification in the local elections will no longer be able to become electoral candidates. Almost certain that around 4 million Nepalese living abroad will be deprived from voting. Human Rights Commission pressurizes the government to amend the law related to transitional justice, demand to correct the definition of human rights violation. Lawmakers not responsible towards the Parliament. The House of Representatives meeting adjourned twice due to not reaching the quorum today. At least 41 people dead when a fire broke out in a church in Egypt with 5,000 people present, 55 injured. And 40-member initial squad to play friendly football with Bangladesh announced. Squad includes 10 players left out by head coach Al-Mutairi. Now news in detail. The Election Commission has announced the estimated cost for the upcoming polls. The Commission has projected the total cost to be 10 billion rupees. General and provincial elections have been announced for 20th of November. The Commission, at an interaction with editors of various media houses, briefed about the preparations for the upcoming polls. According to Chief Election Commissioner Dinesh Thapalia, the Commission is preparing to reduce the number of publicity days leading up to the day the country goes to the polls from 39 to 15. Voters will not be able to exercise their franchise through electronic voting during the November poll since the political party leaders are unwilling to adopt the electronic voting mechanism just yet, Thapalia said at the interaction. According to the Commission, 18.2 million voters have registered for the polls. The Commission also plans to increase the number of voting centers for the November elections. The National Human Rights Commission has requested the government to revise the law amendment bill related to transitional justice. Chairman Top Bahadur Magar held a press conference today and said that the Transitional Justice Act submitted by the government to the Parliament should be improved. He objected that the bill was submitted to the Parliament without adequate discussion with the victims. Chairman Magar also submitted a suggestion and said that the definition of human rights violation in the bill is wrong. According to the international standards, the Commission has suggested to classify the issues of crimes against humanity, war crimes, armed persons, unarmed persons, child soldiers, sexual violence, among others. The Commission alleged that even the Supreme Court has issued a directive order to arrange a separate law, but it has not been followed. The attention of the government has been drawn to empower the Commission to provide justice during the transitional period. In order to end the current situation of victims having to go to various agencies to get relief and compensation, it has also been requested to make arrangements for disbursement from the Commission itself. It has also been suggested to amend the bill so as to provide justice to the common people who did not take part in the conflict but have suffered from both sides. Nepal recorded 455 new cases of COVID-19 along with 302 recoveries and 2 deaths from the deadly virus today. As many as 4,829 samples were tested for COVID-19 on the day. Of them, 305 PCR and 150 antigen tests turned out to be positive for the deadly virus. There are currently 5,502 active cases of COVID-19 across the nation. Among them, 5,246 are in self-isolation, 189 in institutional isolation, 65 in ICUs, and 2 on ventilators. So far, 11,988 people have died from the virus across the country. Meanwhile, the Kathmandu Valley recorded 205 cases of COVID-19 on Saturday. Of them, 152 cases were recorded in Kathmandu, 5 in Bhaktapur and 48 in Lalitpur districts. 2 consecutive meetings of the House of Representatives have been postponed after the quorum of Member of Parliament was not reached. It is the responsibility of the lawmakers of the ruling party to pass the bill presented by the government. However, the sitting of the House of Representatives was adjourned twice today after the parliamentarians of the ruling party bunked. Parliament is a place to discuss and find solutions to people's urgent problems. But instead of solving the problems of the people, the meeting itself is getting adjourned when the lawmakers do not attend the meeting. In today's meeting, many important bills were proposed to be endorsed, but the meeting was adjourned as the quorum of lawmakers was not reached. In the Constitution of Nepal, it is provisioned that when any proposal is presented for decision in the meeting of the House of Representatives, 1/4 of the total number, that's 69 lawmakers, must be present. But only 67 lawmakers were present at the meeting today. After that, Speaker Agni Prasad Sapkota adjourned the Parliament session for 15 minutes. Even in the restarted meeting, when the quorum of lawmakers was not reached, the meeting was adjourned till 16th of August. CPN-UML Chairman KP Sharma Oli has called for fair competition in the polls. Inaugurating the second convention of the Democratic Sherpa Association in Kathmandu on Saturday, Oli said healthy competition is imperative in a democratic exercise. The UML was ready for competition as per the spirit of the multi-party system, he viewed. Likewise, Oli argued that the country could fall into trouble and external forces' play could deepen given the conflicting situation in the country. He was of the view that the UML should stand tall to advance the politics in a right path. Oli, who is also the former Prime Minister, claimed that UML's goal is to ensure a peaceful and prosperous Nepal, where social justice and equality will prevail. In a speech, Chairman Oli argued that Nepal could be made beautiful, provided that political, economic and social issues were well managed. The House of Representatives has passed the Insurance Bill 2079. The meeting of the House of Representatives held today passed the Insurance Bill 2079 with a majority. In the meeting, Finance Minister Janardhan Sharma presented the bill along with the quarterly discussion report from the Finance Committee. Responding to the issues raised in the discussion on the bill, Finance Minister Sharma said that a new bill has been introduced to end distortions in the insurance sector. Similarly, he mentioned that the government is committed to rapid economic development by using the available resources and means. He said that a new bill has been brought after reviewing the previous laws related to insurance. Sharma clarified that since a separate law related to health insurance is being implemented to provide equality health services, the work will be done according to that law. Now, sports news. The All Nepal Football Association (ENFA) has released a 40-member initial squad for the international friendly match against Bangladesh in September. The team also includes 10 players who were kept out by the head coach Abdullah Al-Mutairi. As Al-Mutairi stays on leave, ENFA called 10 experienced players including captain Kiran Chemjong to the team. The first meeting held after Pankaj Bikram Nemwang was elected as the president of ENFA decided to call back 10 players to the national team. But the decision was not implemented because the head coach has the right to choose the players. ENFA implemented its own decision while Al-Mutairi was on leave. A friendly match will be played between Nepal and Bangladesh on 27th of September. ENFA has appointed Pradeep Humagai as acting coach for the match. Although it is said that the selection of 40 players was done by Humagai as an acting coach, it is understood that 10 players who were outside the team were included under the instruction of ENFA. Head coach of Nepalese national cricket team Manoj Prabhakar has said that lack of technique is seen on Nepalese batsmen. In his first interview with reporters after he landed in Nepal yesterday, he pointed out that Nepalese batsmen lacked technique. He also stated that he has a plan to solve this problem, but he said that it will take time. Prabhakar said that if one has the technique of batting, one can score a run every time in every format, but Nepalese batsmen currently lack that. With this, we have come to the end of the news. Before wrapping up, here are the headlines once again. Those asking for clarification in the local elections will no longer be able to become electoral candidates. Almost certain that around 4 million Nepalese living abroad will be deprived from voting. Human Rights Commission pressurizes the government to amend the law related to transitional justice. Demand to correct the definition of human rights violation. Lawmakers not responsible towards the Parliament. The House of Representatives meeting adjourned twice due to not reaching the quorum today. UML alleges the government of being unable to run the Parliament. At least 41 people dead when a fire broke out in a church in Egypt with 5,000 people present, 55 injured. And 40-member initial squad to play friendly football with Bangladesh announced. Squad includes 10 players left out by head coach Al-Mutairi. That's it for tonight. Thank you for watching Prime Times News. Good night.